Hey guys, so it is officially check-in day. We're going to take a look at these. I'm going to do full removal step by step, and then a really simple set with some newborn pretty gels.
Give it to me like...
Hello again. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. So today, I've had these on for, 4 weeks now, I think at this point, maybe slightly longer. It is time to take them off. I do not feel, I haven't had any lifting. The only little lifting that I felt was on this nail here, and actually no, this nail here, so on my my right hand, my thumb. What I found was that when I was placing my sequence and the hollows, you can see it's a little too close to the cuticle. I should have done it up slightly. So when I went to build it up, I didn't quite, because you know how I try to stay far away from my cuticle just to make sure that there's no flooding and I don't have any lifting. But you can see that they're a little too close. So what ended up happening is when I actually filed it down, I can still feel them slightly. That's what I'm kind of picking at right here. But all in all, everything else completely fine. So, oh, okay. Everything else to do with lifting, completely fine. As for my the gems, you can see the ones that have fallen off. I lost that one. This was one of the last ones to go. This one didn't even move at all. That one stayed on pretty securely. I did actually replace these two that fell off at first, and then when they fell off again, I found them, and they still have the backing on them, so I'm going to keep them and probably use them again. Okay, so I got this really awesome new bit. It's an extra coarse. It's got this cute little diamond top. I love this. And we're going to start with this bit. I'm going to test it out. So let's see how this one works for removal. Okay, so dust collector, check. I am going to show you my non-dominant hand. I'm going to work with my non-dominant hand for removal because it's nice and close to the camera. I thought it'd be great to watch. But I am going to start with using my right hand. I'll do my thumb, I think, just to kind of get going. But first, I did want to take this off. So I just got a pair of cuticle nippers that I don't actually use to pop it off, and it came off really nicely. It lost the backing, which would give that blue huey tinge when you put it on a dark color, but that's okay. I can still use it for something, so I decided to keep it and put it in here with my other my cameo piece that I've been wanting to use and I haven't yet. But anyways, okay. And that's the sound of the dust collector when it's turned on. So yeah, let's mute that. Okay, so we're testing out the new bit. I'm going to start working with my right hand, and then I will walk you step by step through working with my non-dominant hand. So in the last two, in the first shot, I was actually trying to use the bit to shorten my nail. I decided against that. But one thing I find when I'm working with my dominant hand is I have to move my other hand, my left hand, in all these different positions just to get all the angles. When I'm working with my non-dominant hand, which is what I'm doing here, I actually don't move my hand as much. So I guess this is how I keep control of the bit. So I kind of use both to move, and I kind of help them work together. So as you can probably tell, and I'm not sure if you remember what removal was like with some of my in some of my other videos, but my bit just wasn't coarse enough, and I was still a little scared of the E-file, so I didn't have it on a high RPM. Sorry, I'm like merging words together here. So what I did with this one is I turned it up to, I think I turned it to about 12 or 15. And this bit is perfect for removal. It takes the color right off. You can see I'm doing shorter, like shorter sort of brushes through it. I don't know the technical term right now. You can see that I'm doing like sort of little bits on this side, whereas the other hand, because I had a little more control with my right hand, I was able to take more off in like one sweep through. But like, look how clean this bit is, and that diamond at the top acts as a bit of a safety, so I can get right up into the like, you don't want to touch your natural nail with this bit because it's way too coarse for that, but like the color, just taking it off the free edge, beautiful and perfect. So next we're going to move into a little bit more of debulking and just cleaning up anything that's left around sort of the perimeter of my nail. So this is my 5-in-1 bit. This is what I used to use. I mean, I've used this for removal, but I like this more for debulk once I've got everything a little bit, because you can see I've done quite a bit of debulking already with that extra coarse bit. So this one I'm just sort of tailoring the nail, just kind of helping to preserve the shape of it, and then I'm getting around the corners, getting the rest of any color that's left off around the free edge, around my cuticle area. And again, I'm not touching my natural nail with this bit. Okay. And then after this one, I go in with my sanding band, just for a little more shaping. So this is them obviously after. I did actually sleep on it and then come and finish them off. So yeah, doing my own nails takes quite a while, so sometimes I need a break in between. So I cleanse them. I am going in and just pushing my cuticles back, and then I'm going to pull out my cuticle bit. And we're going to do some cuticle work and just clean these up a little bit more. So I'm going to use this one. It's kind of like a cone bit, and this one you can use on your natural nail. So I'm just getting all that extra sort of protein growth, whatever is on my skin, anything that's dusty, and flicking up, especially the corners. I get a lot in the corners. Just cleaning around the edges, making sure that any lifting that's left from the product that is still on my nails, if I see any spots that have like little white edges, I kind of file those as well. This is a diamond cuticle bit, so it's very, I guess, tame on your natural nail. I even use it to cut my cuticle sometimes, like these little bits that are hanging. I kind of use that to like dust them off or like exfoliate them off almost. This is probably my favorite, doing cuticle work. And I have this awesome bit that I'm going to show you later. It's another cuticle bit. It's another one of my new ones, and I'll show you how I clean out my edges after we've sort of done the rebuild, the backfill, and everything, just to clean things up in the end. So we're going to finish up here, and then we're going to prime and go into our backfill. So I did this hand off camera. So my right hand off camera, I'm going to be using this VENALISA builder gel. It's a little bit thicker than what I usually use. So recently I've been using the Light Elegance Natural Fiber in the white, which I love. It's so easy to work with. But I've been using that on a lot of clients because everybody loves it and they love the color. So I'm put that one aside. I'm going to try out my VENALISA, which I haven't used in a while. But first I am going to start with my primer. I'm using Kirsty Meakin's primer. I'm just putting it on, more so on my natural nail. I do still put it on a little bit of the leftover product just to add some sort of a rough surface for better adhesion. Every time I say that, I hear her in my head with her accent. And I'm just getting up around the corners, making sure not to like touch my skin with it, but get as close to it as possible, and then just pulling it through. I really like this stuff. I am going to use it alone this time, so I'm not going to put, usually I put tack on top, but I'm just going to use this. We're going to see how that goes, because I'm convinced that this is one of the best primers I've ever used. So we're going to prove that theory. So again, I'm going to do all my nails with this. You do not need to cure it, so you don't need to put it into a lamp. You just need it to air dry, focusing mostly on my natural nail. And then I also go back and I do I cap all my free edges with this, just to help with when I'm backfilling and I'm pulling the product to like the front, the free edge of my nail, just to help it sort of wrap around all of my my free edges properly. So you'll see me go back right here, just do all the free edges. So I'm going to start with I'm using this brush today, my AKZENTZ brush, because I wanted a bit of a tighter brush to use this stuff with. So I'm not going to do tack. I'm just going to do this and see how it works. So I'm going to start with a slip layer. And try not to get, I think I should have left a little more room near the cuticle, but whatever, we'll see what happens. Okay. Gel sticks to gel, so wherever you put that first layer is where the rest is going to kind of stick to as you build it. So it's a little goopier picking up. You see how it's got that little tail, but oops. So it's harder to work with, but I'm just gonna kind of pillow it where I want it. And then I'm gonna go back to this side. This is my heavier side, so I'm trying to start with the opposite side now. So it's touching my a little bit. So I might have to clean that. Whoops, I just spasmed. Okay. So this stuff does self level, but it's hard enough to also kind of stay in one spot a little longer than most gels. So I'm being really careful not to go too far on my sidewalls, because otherwise it starts to get really fat, and then you gotta shave and taper it all down, or file it with your e-file and taper it all down. I can see it's bubbling out at one side, so I am going to go back and sort of pull a little bit of that gel that's puffing at the top corner. I'm going to pull it down, and I just want to pull it down to cover my whole nail. Make sure there's no gaps in the gel, there's no like open spots. I'm just doing a little check here. So you'll see me just put my brush back into the gel, just make contact with it again as if I've never taken it off, and I am going to fill in some of these little divot spots on the bottom here, and also just make sure that I get it all around the free edge, and then it completely wraps around my nail there, and then we'll cure. So they need to be shaped because some sides are a little heavier, and we'll see how this lasts. So this is the hand that I used my non-dominant to work with, so it's definitely more bulky on some areas. That needs tailoring for sure. So I'm going to do the next nail. So we're going to start again with a slip layer, and just make sure that you're getting the gel right into all the divots or all the grooves in your nail. I'm getting right up around the corners, making sure to pull it down along my sidewalls and all the way down to the free edge, and so that it like caps around the full free edge of my nail. Gel sticks to gel. Gel loves gel, so this is your sort of base perimeter. And then when you pick up the next amount, because this is thicker, much thicker, you almost have to roll it off onto the nail bed. And then to avoid as much of that bulkiness as I can, I'm starting with my, I mentioned it before, but I have a heavier side, so I'm at it right now. So when I start on that side, it sort of pillows over too far. So I'm starting on my least heavier side and then doing the heavier side afterwards, and it seems to control a little better how much bulk forms at the top there. Okay. And then pulling the gel down, I'm trying to keep contact with the gel so that I have more control with moving it. So I did think this was a little harder to work with, but it's actually not. This, the more I worked with it, the more I liked it, because it does have a firmness to it, but it self-levels too, and you can move it. So yeah, I'm impressed. So I don't know about you, but I do like to watch those little details, because I feel like it helps me understand what I'm doing, what I might be doing wrong. I get to kind of check my work again and see things that I could tweak. So anyways, I hope it helps you guys, and it's not too tedious to watch for all you detail-oriented weirdos out there like me. So after I'm just cleaning off the gel on my brush, I am keeping it on though. This again is the gel I used. It's like a nude gray, that's what it's called, but it really just looks like a skin tone. So so I do 180 grit file. I'm just cleaning up my edges, taking a little bit of the bulk down the sidewalls, and just making sure that I still have my shape. So I do this, I don't do too much of this, I just refine slightly, and then I'm going to go back to working with my sanding band and just making sure everything is even. So we're going to remove our cone cuticle bit, And I'm going to put my sanding band, I think it's like a 180 grit, and I'm just gonna do this. This is gonna be my filing and shaping of the final nail. Okay, here is my new cuticle bit. It is harsher, it's a stronger, coarser bit, and it's perfect for carving out the shape around your cuticle and your side walls. So you can see I'm just making sure that anything that was slightly too close to my skin there, that I'm making a distinct breakage, and just cleaning up all the sides. I love this bit. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. They are all done and cleaned. Yeah, there's a little bit of dust still on there, but I'll get to that. So I do scrub them off as well. So I'm going to be using my Born Pretty gels, the reflective gels. Are they the reflective gels? The glitter gels? They're the metallics, so they do move around. And I'm gonna go with the bluey. It's almost like a blue periwinkle. There's that color again. It's like a periwinkle and champagne. So it works perfectly with the gel color underneath. I did finally get my super shiny top coat by Born Pretty. I thought I was going to use that. I am going to go in with a base first. So that's going to be my first layer. And then I decided to matte them instead of going with the super shiny. So we'll have to test the super shiny out another time. So we're just going to do a layer of base coat on all of the nails, making sure to get as close to the cuticle as possible, but not flooding. And one thing I noticed about the VENALISA builder gel is it is slightly more porous once you're done with it. So I'm not sure if you can tell, maybe on my thumb there. So that's after I've done my final filing layer and wiped them clean, but it's got like a porousness to them, which is nice because it helps the polish adhere better to them. Like it doesn't like slide around on the nail when you're done, but I still thought I should go in with the base just to help protect the color I'm going to be using afterwards. Okay, wait till you see this. Okay, so we're going to do each nail with this lovely, beautiful, gorgeous color, and then we're going to magnetize them together. hope that song is not copyrighted and I hope it doesn't get cut out, because that was funny. So I am magnetizing now. So I'm just playing around with it. I'm trying to actually push more of the color towards the free edge of my nail, so that champagne color kind of shows towards the back a little more. It worked better on this hand here when I was doing it. I had a little trouble doing it on the other hand, but you know, the great thing with these gels is when you move your hands around, the nails actually shimmer in different directions, so you always kind of get a real cool effect regardless of what you're actually trying to do. But you can see me pushing it towards the front, so a little bit of that gel is actually popping out through the back to help with that pretty sort of champagne tone underneath. So these look great, shiny, but I did make the executive decision to matte them. I fell in love with how they looked, and I thought I don't want to do anything else to them right now, so I was gonna put some gems on them or put some nail art on them, but I thought, you know what, I love the look of these, but to tailor them, just to make them look like it's not just sort of a cat eye gel, I matted them, because the matte gives these types of polishes a really nice velvety effect. It almost gives you like an airbrush look to them. So, and I want to play around a little more with the cat eye gels and other colors, just to give some like unified effects across all the nails for different designs. So yeah, so we will see that in 1 second. I'm just cleaning up around the edges. And then we'll be back to take a look at them. Okay, so here they are. They have been top coated. So I put the matte on. It hasn't fully settled, so they do have a little bit of a shine to them still. And I just used one of my Gelin matte top coats. And there we go. So yeah, my lamp is like reflecting to make them look a little shinier than they actually are. I think left hand has settled a little more, so you can see you can see more of the matte. But these are gorgeous. Love this color. I love how they look matte. Very happy with them. I'm leaving them as is. So again, we used our Born Pretty. I will put the exact code for the color, because I forget it right now and it's not with me. But I did use a base coat, so I used the Born Pretty base coat over the gel. And then to top it off, I used a matte top coat. And if you don't think they're matte enough, because sometimes, you know, mattes cure a little different depending on the brand, just go over it again. So I might even go over these again if they don't settle, or if they didn't settle. But looking at them right now on my own hands, I see that they have settled. They look amazing. And of course you need your magnet, right? So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you liked the video. It was a step-by-step, more technical. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.